Rocky's gonna stay with us. But Rocky, come on up here, bud. Rocky, because you've been with the city for 30 years of serving as a public servant, we're here to express our gratitude and thanks to you. We feel it's most fitting, it's only right that you take this gift from the city. You can take this one as legal. You don't have to worry about it.
Am I allowed to open it?
I think you'll be amazed at what's in there.
If a monkey jumps out.
Something that's, Rocky, I'll explain when he sees it. For 2 meetings, he has been raising, you know what, but his gavel's been missing. We've been looking under the table, we've been looking in the cabinet. For 2 meetings, he finally found his gavel.
This is going to be a fun time because the younger generation has taken over. And without a lot of words of wit, which I don't have, there's a time to lead and there's a time to leave, L-E-A-V-E. And some of us maybe are a little past that time, but I'm going to try to continue to live here and be useful, and I picked up a couple errands this evening, and I've got a couple opportunities tomorrow to help do some things. So with all in all, you've got a good team. I think we're living in good hands. Any of our city council members for the last few years could be mayor. In fact, they all have been because they were mayor pro tem and it rotated amongst many of them. So when I was gone someplace or on some errand, they did it and did it well. I think Bob did it probably most because I had some back surgery and on and on. But everybody could do the job. It's just that I was there setting and doing it. So we'll continue. Probably the most important, and this is probably the only chance I get to say something, because I want to, yeah it is, because I want the replacements and the younger people. It is time for a change. We've accomplished a lot of things, but times are changing and I can't keep up with it. And we're going to Norm Moody has been a friend since I was postmaster in Cocoa with Florida Today. He is one of perhaps the only gentleman that's been a reporter. Brian, where's she at now?
She's not reporting anymore.
No, he's outlived us all. There's very few reporters that when he calls you over the phone or you talk to him at a traffic light, but for the 13 seconds before it turns green and you buzz away, and he gets a quote from you, that you don't have to call and say, would you please read it back? Because many reporters, in fact most, Norman, you're an exception, when you call them, I says, well, read me back what I said. Well, I haven't written it down yet. Oh. So that means it's going to come out whatever they want anyhow. But never in any time have I found something in there that wasn't complimentary, or most important, wasn't the truth. If the mayor says, you don't got none, there it is in the paper the next day. You don't got none. He puts it down like it is. So Norm, thank you for being here. Each one of you, this has been a real pleasure, and if I can give you, I don't have any wisdom, but the few years, and I guess it's been, you've elected me for 10 3-year terms. I dropped off a couple years early on one of them to run for mayor, so that's why it's not a big 30 or whatever that amounts to. I ran against somebody and was successful before I finished my tour. But the one thing that makes this little community so special is the people. And Chuck Nelson's in the back, and Jim Barfield, all the people that are experiencing talking to people and listening to them, it's the people that makes the job worthwhile. because you see a smile in their face when something gets done, the tree that gets taken out that was dead, it's been there for a long time, or whatever it is. But the fun thing to remember is the people that you met. So, Bob, here's your chance. Go.
Talk for just a minute. We're used to Rocky.
I don't get to keep this, right? I knew it.
Yeah, you can have it, Rocky. We'll let you keep it. It's all yours. It's got your name on it.
I did not know that.
Oh, read it.
Well, yeah, this is, I was joking.
This was the missing gavel for 2 months. We couldn't find it.
And your knuckles, you try to bag and nobody hears you. You can pretend not to hear you.
Read it, Rocky. Read it.
Rocky Randels, in appreciation for your service as Cape Canaveral City Council member and mayor from 1987 to 2015. Bob, that says it all. I'd like it to stay up there because it probably isn't done to replace it.
No, we got one.
No. If I'd have had the gavel, I was about to throw it at somebody last meeting. I don't know if they're here, but it's a
All right. We're going to have a few minutes for anybody that wants to come up. Rocky's going to stay right here with us.
Okay.
And if anybody wants to come up and say hi, we'll start on this side of the room. Joanne, come on up.
Wow. Joanne.
You come forward if you want, and we'll get to you. Come over here to the mic then.
Okay, I'm Joanna Atwood.
No, you have to talk.
I have to talk into this, okay?
She's been leading the library for, I won't say how many years. How many?
I've lived here since 1986.
1986. She was 5 years old when she.
No, I represent the library. And we've written a letter for Rocky, and I'd like to read it.
Would you please?
Okay, on behalf of the library board, the library staff, the friends of the library, and the patrons of the library, we want to thank you for your support during the time you've been in city government here. It's been a long journey, but we think you'll agree that the library is a wonderful addition to the community, and it is a work in progress in which you should take a lot of pride. We hope you'll go to the library often now, not to ask what you can do for us, but to find out what the library can do for you. Thank you.
So true, so well spoken. The Friends of the Library, which are volunteers and people that live in the community, is the county was gonna take our library away once because the circulation was down. And it was, actually it was in a bar, wasn't it?
Yes.
El Nemo Club or whatever. But in any event, a group of people, Lil Nichols, maybe was mayor or city manager at that time or on the council, but they decided, and they walked the streets along with her and says, people, they're gonna take our library away. Would you pay 6 cents, $1,000, or whatever the amount was, to keep it? And the people said, sure. So we built the building. This may have been the original one that we're in. This is it here. Built the building, and the county very graciously provided the staff. We do the maintenance on the building and things like that. And the volunteers, which keeps it going because there's never enough workers for library work. It's kind of the pecking order that gets going right after recreation fields and things. But they're always short of people. Well, not for the volunteers. I see several of you here. Lady in blue, how many hours do you work? Too many. They don't retire. They just go from one job to the other. So the library is really proud of you, Joanna, and all the people that, because that is our community.
It's very important. Thank you.
wasn't you I was thinking throwing the gavel at him. I'm glad to hear you.
Come on, Rocky, come over here, we need you over here. All right, who's next? Who wants to say hi to Rock or goodbye or whatever?
No, it ain't
Joyce?
goodbye.
No, I mean, just,
Like, you know something I don't know. You gonna talk about what you brought me? Okay, go ahead.
This man has come to,
Your name for the record.
my name for the
Somebody
record,
wants to know who you are. I don't think
I
there's
don't
anybody
know.
here that doesn't know you, but just in case.
She is Joyce Hamilton, and when I had some back surgery, I helped a person put a triple dresser up over the second story, and that's a little more than a puny little person like me can help it. It broke my spine. And so I was in the hospital in the Mayo Clinic, and they shortened it and reamed it out, and whatever they do. And through that period of time, here was my gift bringer, along with Sandy Trudeau and many other people. But tell us what you brought.
well, Rocky is the type of person that comes up to you and said, what can I do for you today? And I found out something that I could do for him. He had come home from his surgery and his sons were there, and I thought, you know, they're not cooking very much, they're not doing very much, so I went to Edible Arrangements and I brought them something where they could just sit and pick off of it, you know? And then I went and I got something that he had never heard of before, and it was so good that he just
Changed
can't
my
get
life.
over it. So I brought him recently another thing, and they're both in this package. And this is for you, this is what I can do for you.
Wow. Well, I'm not sure, but I think
Open it careful, though.
what is that? Oh, we have discovered something. They moved from, I believe you had them down there, Grimaldi? Potato chips? They had them in Melbourne. They moved the Rockledge. And if you haven't ever had chocolate covered
Potato chips.
you haven't lived.
They're in downtown Elmer, but they're smaller now.
They're smaller?
Yeah.
I believe they're in Lockledge
Where's
now.
Melbourne at?
45 minutes.
This is in Cocoa Beach, that's close. This is in Cocoa Beach, in Publix.
Oh, yes, they are those probably.
This is his favorite though.
If you haven't tried creamy Reese's peanut butter, now that's way up on the top shelf for us. If you can't get it, won't buy it, you don't pay for it or whatever. It's expensive. Is it made by Reese's peanut butter cups? Periodically, I fall off a ladder or something, and you know, I'm laid up for a while, or poison ivy or something, and here comes another jar of peanut butter. It's like I do it on purpose just to get peanut butter. She has a Halloween party every year for all the children in the neighborhood, and almost all the city. And it's amazing, later on, the darker it gets, the bigger the kids get. And pretty soon, instead of reaching the bag, they take the bag. Thank you for all you do for us.
You got turtles, right, Rock?
Yeah,
Okay.
Jeremy.
We have Mayor Tully from Titusville.
Oh,
Yep, so you-
Well, good evening. My name is Jim Tully. I'm the mayor of Titusville, and I have to tell you, I'm a little disappointed because I figured that every single mayor in you come back up here. Every single mayor in Brevard County would be here, and if I had thought early enough to send out an email, I would have done it. But I would not have missed this for the world because, as you can see, you just never know what's going to come out of that mouth. He's got to be the most entertaining mayor in Brevard County. But I'm here actually to read an official proclamation from the city of Titusville.
wow.
And it is entirely appropriate that the city of Titusville offer a proclamation to this event, because think about this. Titusville and Cape Canaveral have something in common that no two other cities in the county have. And that,
Gray-haired man?
stop that. And that is, our two cities bracket the Space Center complex. Titusville is the first city to the northwest of the Space Center, and Cape Canaveral the first city to the south of the complex, being Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. So we're the bookends of that marvelous space center we have, and we have that in common. But this actually is an official proclamation of the city of Titusville. Let me read it to you, Rocky. It says, Whereas Mayor Rocky Randels has served on the Cape Canaveral City Council for 28 consecutive years, the last 18 as mayor, making him the longest-serving mayor in Brevard County. And whereas Mayor Randels has served the citizens of Cape Canaveral and Brevard County at federal, state, and county levels on many boards of directors, committees, and associations of both governmental and private organizations, too numerous to list. I saw the list today, I told him. You wouldn't believe the number of things he's been on. Whereas Mayor Randels has made significant contributions toward making Cape Canaveral a desirable residential and business-friendly community that is attractive, safe, and secure while embracing waterfront amenities and supporting local culture and education. And whereas Mayor Randels has been a leader of leaders who, by his enthusiasm and positive leadership style, has been both an example and an inspiration to many of the leaders of Brevard County, proving time and again that it is possible to be an effective municipal leader while having fun while doing it. And whereas it is fitting and proper to officially recognize his achievements in representing the citizens of Cape Canaveral and Brevard County, now therefore I, James Tully, by the authority vested in me as mayor of Titusville, do hereby proclaim our sincere appreciation, respect, and admiration to Mayor Rocky Randels for 28 years of dedicated service to the citizens of Cape Canaveral and Brevard County, and extend my personal best wishes for continued success and satisfaction in all your future endeavors. I know we're going to miss you in this official capacity. So.
Can we move his microphone so it doesn't look like he's got a sucker in his mouth?
All right, 1, 2, 3.
All that was on that little piece of paper, too. That was all there.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thanks, Sharon.
Well, you're a great friend. Thank you.
All right, anybody else? We're welcome. Anybody wants to?
I don't owe you any money.
David?
My name's Ed Mariani. I only voted for you because he said it was okay. I know, but I can't vote unless he said it was okay. No one will ever know. Where's he at? What this guy can do for every single individual. No one will know what he has meant to the city of Cape Canaveral. Don't talk. Don't talk. I'm not done. He never, ever says no. He don't do everything, but he never says no.
Ed's been a friend for many years. Just a quick story, and I don't want to lengthen this forever, but this is worthwhile. He called me at home one night about 10:30, which is okay. Everybody got the phone number behind the wall. He says, Mayor, what's going on behind my house? And he backs up to Manatee Park. Well, we, the Recreation Department, and us had agreed for, was it a wedding?
Yeah.
It was a wedding. And it's supposed to be, because it's not at night, so they get wedded on the steps up there with the sun coming up over. It's a great picture with the sun setting in the sun in the west. The bride's reaching for the groom, and the groom's over there, and the photographer's down the steps looking up. And he choreographs that. He said, okay, take a half a step, groom. And just as they reach each other, the sun sets right behind them. It's a great picture. Always, it is free. That's the most important. But they lingered on, and about 10:30 they set off the fireworks, which we didn't know was going to happen. Ed called me, Mayor, get over here. Well, I beat the policeman to his house. And he was anxious to talk to somebody. And just another typical, him and his lovely wife live on West Central. In fact, you founded the whole Angels Loud, didn't you? Sure did. All those 8 or 10 houses, beautiful homes out the West End. Ed's got the first one there, and I think all but one lot's gone.
Count it, Rock.
Thank you, Ed.
Does anybody else want to say something here? We got Mr. Barfield, our County 2 Commissioner. Rocky, you need to come over here, sir. How you doing, Joe?
County Commissioner, if you want to get something off your belt.
Yeah, I'll give you my telephone number later. First, Rocky, I just want to let you know that I used to like you until you were one of the ones that talked me into running for this office. It's been a year now. The day they made me chairman, so it's your fault. So if you guys don't like what's going on, it's his fault. But actually, on behalf of the county commission, I want to make sure that everybody knows this is a true patriot of our county. This is a man who's done a lot, who's been here in good and bad, and he's always had that same ridiculously good attitude. So I just want to thank you. Thank you for all you've done. Thank you for doing the community from now on, because I know you're not going away.
We have a 9 o'clock meeting in Altamont in the morning.
Yeah, I know, I'll be there. But also I want to give you something. This is not much, but it's a coin for District 2 from,
Wow.
for County Commissioner.
Boss, we are anticipating getting these to give away, right?
Yeah, that was on my own
You got to
dime.
report that, Rocky.
That is
So anyway,
Jim Barfield, Commissioner, District 2, no home phone number.
We'd like to also recognize your predecessor.
absolutely. I have to tell you,
Chuck Nelson.
Chuck left me in a good position to be a county commissioner, and we're good friends and appreciate everything he's done. And you know what? He also is one of those that I still blame for this. But thank you, Rocky. Thank you.
And that is straight here. Thank you.
Anybody else need to say something here? We got another one coming over here, Mike.
Take it.
Prepare yourself.
Hello. It don't have legs, does it? It's not 4 legs.
No. My name is Teresa Clifton. I run the Brevard Humane Society. And for those of you that don't know it, Rocky has been a tremendous supporter of the animals in our community. He comes every year to our Positive Care event. We started it in 2002, and I thought it would be really nice to have the mayor come and be a judge. And he would come every year, and right up until this last year that we had it, he would come out, and each year he'd say, "Now what do you want me to do?" And it's the same thing every year. We'd say, "Well, you have to judge, see which is the animal, you know, the pet that looks the most like the owner, or the pet that does the best trick, or the pet that's in the best outfit." And he'd go, "Well, they all look so good." And it was really hard, and I know it was, and we really
Well, you
appreciate
picked some
it.
good people. It was fun.
Yeah, so over the years, some of our judges came and went, but Rocky Randall was always someone that the Humane Society could depend on, that was always there. He was on time and timely, and he would argue sometimes about who the winner should or shouldn't be. But for that, I couldn't resist. I bought you something sweet because, as most everyone here has already said, Rocky, no matter what, is always a very sweet person, and he takes things off the cuff, and he's very wonderful, and I'm really sad that he won't be mayor of Cape Canaveral anymore, but I have some Grimaldi chocolates.
Andy, this is your love too, these little 4-legged things. But I was fearful there was a kitten in it. Thank you, sir.
Shannon Roberts. Shannon Roberts.
Thanks, Bob. Some of you may know that I had the pleasure of serving with Rocky as a council member for 4 years, and before that, you know, I know one of the things that made me love the city is Rocky and his ability to listen to the residents. He was always so patient and understanding of the residents when they had comments, concerns, and whether we were there until 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night in the old days, he was there to care for all of us. So one of the first people that my mother, when she moved here, she's 93 years old now, but when she moved to Cape Canaveral in 2001, one of the very first people that she met, and we were at McDonald's or Wendy's, was Rocky. And he, as we all know, just came over and introduced himself, welcomed her to the city, and really made her feel so welcome. And I know you do that to all the residents that you see. But on behalf of my mother and me, my mother's 93, she's still here in Cape Canaveral, so on our behalf, we want to thank you so much for your care and concern for our city and putting us on the map as being one of the very best cities in the state. And thanks to your ambassador.
It's a team effort. You were here.
Well, thank you so much.
Richard, let me say hello to you back there. Richard Treverton was one of the people who served on the council here for 6 years, I believe. Thank you, Richard. I think what Bob's saying is it's time for the city council mayor to quit talking.
Almost. Anybody else want to say something real quick? Ron? Yes, sir.
Just a quick item. The staggered up here.
I hope it's not a long story that he can pick up this third chapter.
Anyhow, you'll remember, anytime the Brevard Marine Advisory Council needed your support to get the Brevard County Waterfest going, you were there, and we really appreciate that. And the other support you've given the Brevard County Commission on Aging and the Environmental Management Department within our county. Especially we had the Waterfest and the Coast Guard and what have you going, and I think you were at one of the meetings that we had with the Coast Guard to arrange that. Yes, that was 2 years ago. So that, and I do have one question though. Are you still going to be running in your 40-year-old car, or what are you going to do with that?
Well, it is kind of an antique. It's a little gray Toyota. And the keys is in somebody's pocket here in the car. But anyhow, it's still got the old key that you don't have nothing but 68 cents. You get a new key at Ace Hardware. You remember them old keys without all the buttons, and that cost $10 or something? But yeah, I still have it. Ron has been a founding father of so many organizations in here, from Aging Matters and all them Communities for a Lifetime. I think we worked on that for a long while. So he kind of opened the doors and let me come in. Thank you, Ron.
Okay, we're gonna have a few more seconds if somebody wants to speak.
Rocky, is Scott here? Is Scott here?
Yes.
I just thought you might want to introduce him.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
Yes, it would be.
Why don't you say something, Kyle? We were at an all-day meeting yesterday.
I have so many sordid stories to tell about you.
We have time. You got about 2 minutes if you want to say something.
No, that's one of my 3 sons, or one of Rocky's 3 sons who came up, drove down last night, I think, from Virginia.
Yeah.
Just
We gotta hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of our sons. My wife and I had three boys, and they're all living. They're handsome. This one lives inside the Beltway in downtown Washington. He left this morning, probably 2:30, 3 o'clock, drove all the way to come down to see Pop, and brought along a grandchild, his child, my grandchild. Picked her up. She drove over from Tampa. So if you got anything to say, son, I'll step over here so they can throw the apples to me.
No, I'm just very proud of my dad. It's been a real pleasure being around him for all these years. He's been a great mentor for me, and hopefully I pass that on to my daughter. But I'm extremely proud of you and all the things that you accomplished. And if hopefully I picked up a few of your qualities, and able to assist where I can. But I'm extremely proud of you and all that you've done. I'm very proud to have introduced you over the years as the mayor of Cape Canaveral. This been one of my proudest things about you is being able to promote you as that.
He has a friend that lives in Edgewater, up here, Daytona, someplace, that worked with you?
Mims.
Mims. Well, I don't know, but I know it's a long ways to drive to help you. But it's really good. We're fortunate, and he's got to go back. He's got some business, and she's got somebody watching his children, so they may sneak out, as well as the rest of you. If you haven't eaten all the cake, please take some. You're welcome to stay to our meeting. But the man in the green shirt certainly bears some recognition. Dave is the mayor of Cocoa Beach, and he presented a prize to us, and it really was a free parking pass, last year's parking pass. What? You don't have to defend it, it's okay. Now he's going to say you can trade it in.
We know how hard you've been working. We know how hard Rocky's been working, and Cocoa Beach did want to offer him, in the hopes that you'd spend some vacation time, and we did give him a parking pass, a free one for 2016. Oh, it isn't. Oh, you want 2 years out of this? I see. So anyway, we're hoping Rocky will spend a little time on the beach in his retirement, and gonna miss him an awful lot. And I was actually at that meeting the last meeting. I'd never seen Rocky. He threw somebody out, didn't you? Oh my God! That's why I was a little shy. I didn't want to come up here to speak. We're gonna.
Yeah, it's been good. He's done a lot for the city of Cocoa Beach. I see Lamar Russell back there. Thank you. Through the years, Buzz Pencil has served still on our council until we turn it over to them. So many great people. The great people is what makes this a city. So, thank you. And,
All right, we're gonna break. You can stay or you can leave, but take some of that cake with you over there from the American European Bakery. It's very good. We're gonna commence with a regular council meeting. We're a few minutes late.
15, and it looks like it's about 6:10 up there. So if you would, audience and us up here, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our great flag of our nation, if you would, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated.
And we will ask our city clerk, Angie, to please call the roll of those present, and then I'll explain the procedure a little later. Go ahead.
Councilmember Bond.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Hoag.
Here.
Councilmember Pensos.
Here.
Mayor Randels.
Present.
Councilmember Walsh. Here.
Just a little change, so you're not really lost. The procedures of this meeting will be actually in two sections, and our older council, I don't like that word, previous or whatever the word, council has carried over 3 items. The public hearing is in the middle of being done. We did the first hearing, first public reading and discussion, and we're going to continue that for the second reading and public discussion at tonight's meeting. And after the completion of those remaining items that we've got, then we'll recess for about 5 minutes, put our replacements up here, and give them a chance to be welcomed and to get sworn in and take their oath of office. So it'll seem a little bit different. The first thing that we always have is public participation, and that's where we may not be able to solve your problem this evening, but we will take note of it and work on it. So does anybody wish to speak under public participation, some item that you'd like to bring to our attention?
Public outdoor recreation use. This year, we were very proud that we were able to invest more than $5.4 million in development projects throughout Florida. Today, I have the honor of presenting to you and your community a Florida Development Assistant Program grant check for $100,000 for Banana River Park Phase 2 and 3. These funds will be used for putting new putting greens, parking renovations, 2 new bocce ball courts, shade shelter, and sidewalks extensions. Congratulations on this grant.
He's coming.
Please accept it, Mayor, I'm not going out. Thank you, Bob. Good presentation. Very good.
Thank you very much.
Our city, gentlemen, our city clerk will take a picture if you would like to be in this one. No extra charge from Cape Canaveral. We're 100,000 ahead here. Good.
Behind the mayor's mustache.
One more.
Say Limburger cheese.
Okay, I got him smiling that time.
Thank you very much.
This is for our new renovations at Banana River Park, in case y'all didn't. Thanks very much, Steph.
Thank you.
Puts a restroom out there for the soccer field and the other youth.
And a really nice pavilion and ultimately an improved kayak launch.
I take the gavel now back, Mayor.
And I believe a floating dock among other things.
Not a bad start for the future council, is it? Okay. And that brings us almost to a close. I have a handwritten note, present plaque to council member Buzz Petzels. Is that to be done at this time? Yes. You aren't getting away my peanut butter, are you?
No, sir. It's got a white bow on it. The white bow goes to Buzz.
Wow. Can we do it out of here?
Absolutely.
Yeah, come out here, Buzz, please. This is probably the last official act that I don't know if I've done anything official. But this goes back to, join me please, Buzz. This goes back many years. Buzz and I have been together on this for a long time. He served on Lake Mary, I believe, before I was anything. And he's been here. Any of us could have done the job. The mayor get. This is awesome. This is the nicest one I've seen. It says Distinguished Service Award presented to Buzz Petzels in appreciation of 20 years of outstanding public service on the City of Cape Canaveral City Council, 2015. And I'd like to have him, Buzz, it's been fun. We haven't always agreed, as you see, but when the end result comes about, it's a team situation. We'll yield one away, and we aren't going to pass something with one person said, I hate it, and you didn't ask me. So we work together. We don't always agree. We're supposed to stand in front of this. Yes, he would like to stand over there while I drink the coffee.
Very briefly, I'm proud and honored to have served with this council for as long as I have. It's been a great trip, great run. I think we've done a bunch of great things for this community. I applaud the 5 different candidates that ran for council this year. Fantastic job all 5 of you did. Congratulations to the 2 that were successful. The rest of you run again. I'm going to save my signs, so you never know what might happen. So just keep up the good work, and you've got a dynamite group to work with. So thank you all for all the support over the years. Thank you.
Buzz, we may have something else. The man in white's got something.
We just like to present this because Buzz was instrumental with the rest of this council also in now. If you've not driven down the road and seen that new fire station, it's just an appreciation for your 20 years of devoted service to Canaveral Fire Rescue. Thank you.
means more. This is great. This is an outstanding group of firefighters that we got here, and they've done wonders for our community. So I want to thank you very much for this.
Thank you, Chief. With that in mind,
Wait, I need the candy that you were given earlier.
Otherwise you won't be right.
Yeah. I know the Humane Society gave some candy, where is it?
well, I haven't had it really. But with that in mind, Buzz, thank you, Chief, so much, buddy. We don't always agree, but we end up together.
Yep, yeah, and we're going out together.
That is scary stuff.
I'm not sure who's going to take that.
We will be in the audience, definitely, correct?
Yeah, we'll be back. We got that. So with that in mind, if you desire to leave, there's about a 5-minute recess while we change the names and give the new candidates the oath of office. So give you a chance to stretch and have another piece of cake. And thank you all for being here. And some of us are out of here. We're going to be all here. Thank you. I don't always agree with you.
No, I'm not sorry.
I'm not telling you. Oh, that's good. You got something for
Where do you want your photos or are you going to do it naked? Whatever you want.
I will say this, I think.
Yeah, just we get this out.
I had my years mixed up. Yeah, I know. Canaveral, Florida.
And that I am entitled to hold office
I am entitled to hold office
in the city of Cape Canaveral, Florida,
in the city of Cape Canaveral, Florida.
and that I will faithfully perform
I will faithfully perform
all of the duties of the office of city council
all the duties of the city council,
of the city of Cape Canaveral.
city of Cape Canaveral.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Brown?
Mayor. Brendan, Blake.
Congratulations. Don't be nervous, even though. This is the first time for you. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
Michael Brown,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
and the charter and ordinances
and the charter and ordinances
of the city of Cape Canaveral, Florida,
of the city of Cape Canaveral, Florida,
and that I am entitled to hold office
and that I am entitled to hold office
in the city of Cape Canaveral, Florida,
in the city of Cape Canaveral, Florida,
and that I will faithfully perform
and that I will faithfully perform
all of the duties of the office of city council
all the duties of the office of city council
of the city of Cape Canaveral,
and of the city of Cape Canaveral.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Brendan?
Welcome aboard, council member. Brendan?
Congratulations. Thank you. I've worked with your father many years. You good?
I like the width.
Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Brendan McMillan,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
and the charter and ordinances
and the charter and
of the
ordinances
city of Cape Canaveral,
of
Florida,
the city of Cape Canaveral, Florida,
and that I am entitled to hold office
and that I am entitled to hold office
in the city of Cape Canaveral,
in the
Florida,
city of Cape Canaveral, Florida,
and that I will faithfully perform
and that I will faithfully perform
all of the duties of the office of city council
all of the duties of the office of city
of
council
the city of Cape Canaveral,
of the city of Cape Canaveral.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Council member?
Thank you, sir.
All right, man.
I think they planned their attire tonight. Okay, we're a little ahead of our schedule. We've already had our presentation from Department of Environmental Protection. Right. We're going to have our mayor, Randels, please come up. Get out of the cake, Rocky. Get on over here.
It doesn't surprise me.
You can always find Rocky at the
You
dessert
can bring
table.
your cake with you.
Yeah.
Get final instructions here.
Mayor. You'll always be mayor, regardless.
No.
Yes, sir, you will be.
You're it.
I've always referred to everybody as mayor that was mayor, forever. Rocky Randels, thank you for your dedicated service as Cape Canaveral City Council member and mayor from 1987, 2015. You are always welcome at City Hall.
Wow.
He gets a key to the City Hall and a key to the city.
Oh, my gosh.
Rocky, thanks for your dedicated service as Cape Canaveral Council member and mayor from 1987 to 2015. And you are always welcome to City Hall, just like that.
Wow. Thank you, Bob. This is good.
Okay? You got something to say, I'm sure.
Not a lot. It's, I can see the key doesn't fit nothing, right?
Right, it won't work anything.
Well, ironically, for the first 20 until Mr. Green got here, I guess the first 20, Norman's already left, first 20-some years, I didn't have a key to the city. I couldn't go to the restroom. I got my email sent out on the, Norm Moody was here and he caught my picture when I sent out there in the rain with an umbrella getting an email here. On the bench, under the tree, because I didn't have a key to the office. And fortunately, Mr. Green came along and they took the lock off the restroom so I can even use that. So it's been a good experience. So we don't always agree, Mr. Green, but thank you for being here. But he has remodeled and revitalized our city, and we're going forward. And Bob,
Okay.
under your guiding, keep
We're
it
gonna
up.
keep going. Don't go anywhere. Dave?
Uh-oh.
You're
I forgot your fire helmet.
I don't have no matches.
Rocky, again, was big time pushing for the new fire station, and you know how much we appreciate that. And you can use our restroom anytime.
Yeah!
If you don't need a key, ring the buzzer, we'll let you in day or night. Again, this is Rocky Randall, Mayor's, and grateful appreciation for your
Oh,
time
my.
and devotion to Canaveral Fire Rescue as mayor, 1997 to 2015.
Thank you so much. But Dave, you need to tell us how hard you have worked on it when you first started this, in 1980, 83?
Well, the corporation actually sent it in 1985, requesting a new station, so
1985, he has patiently awaited a new station while we saved, under Buzz's guidance and the rest of the council, a couple $100,000 every year. And so you're very patient. So good. Well, the big man here. You don't get better than an old red-haired man between two young people.
Say that.
Wow. Thank you.
Okay. Will you move these over on the table, sir?
It's time for
Yeah,
double
one more
thanks.
I believe we have one more little thing before we leave, Mr. Mayor. Like for you to walk with me, sir?
Is it into the dumping tank, really?
We're gonna
Oh, my God, I hadn't thought
present
about that.
the mayor picture to the
Oh, my God.
We also have a plaque down on the other end that has all the names of all the mayors in the service.
Wow. Well, it's fun being a has-been. But
Lucky you'll always be with us,
I will. We'll be here.
and I'll always look forward to working with you. I'll be down there knocking on your door.
Okay. We've been good friends. And Buzz, I don't know if you're still in the back there. You may have had to leave for something. But Buzz, you were here before me.
86.
86. I didn't get here the next year, and then he did some training with his sons on becoming electricians and things, and we all take a break and come back. But, thank you.
Thanks, Roger. Thanks for being there for us.
It's been good. It's been good. Take care of me. Don't get up, John. The new people.
Get up.
Yeah.
Mister, don't
Wow.
get away from me. Oh.
Thank you. Good luck, and we'll stay out of your road.
Mr. Mayor, before you leave, I know you and I have talked privately a little bit, but I just wanted to say thank you. And I've only been on this thing for about 4 years now, but I consider you one of my brothers from another mother. And I love you, man. And I know you're not going anywhere. You're going to probably be on one of the boards. You'll always be involved, but just wanted to say thank you.
I met John one time. He ran out of gas in front of my house. Wasn't that you?
That was me. I had a 68 Mustang that I just finished. And did everything but put gas in it.
Life is funny. Thank you.
Thank you again, Rock.
Wow.
Down the cake. Okay, our next item is on a consent agenda to approve the task order. The bull by the horn, let him do it, because I like delegation. I love delegation. I'll do anything I can. Nobody wants it, I'll do it, but if somebody else has that burning feeling to do it, I'll be the first guy to let him have it.
Sounds like we have a candidate. So-
In that case, I nominate Councilmember McMillan.
I would second that.
We have a nomination for Mr. McMillan with a second from Ms. Walsh. Call the roll, please.
Councilmember Bond?
4.
Councilmember Brown?
4.
told you better vote for yourself.
Mayor Hope,
Four.
Councilmember McMillan.
Am I allowed to abstain?
No, you need to vote for yourself.
Okay, 4.
Mayor Pro Tem Wall.
4. I think, Brendan, I think you've been conscripted. I think that's correct. You've been
Won't be
taken.
the first time.
Brendan, thanks for stepping forward.
Hey, thanks for willing to work with everything.
No problem, I'm always that much. Is that it? Everybody had their say? Good night, folks. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you for showing up.